everybody. Welcome to Randomly Designed. I'm Dee. This is video number 4. I'm so excited. Raise the roof. No, I haven't had anything to drink today. I haven't. Anyway, welcome to Randomly Designed. I am Dee. I am also an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Have been for the past 2 years, but I just got here in these YouTube streets. So I hope you can go down there in the comments. Tell me something about yourself. Come on this journey with me. Share with me some of your thoughts, ideas, all of that other stuff. As you could probably tell by now from me and looking at my area, I am pretty random. But hopefully you won't hold that against me. So if you want to join me on this stamping journey with Stampin' Up, or if you want to just holler at me, please come on over to Randomly Designed. That's randomly spelled normally, and then design spelled DEESIGNED.com. Or you can go directly over to that Stampin' Up store, honey, and then see me at randomly, randomlydeesigned.stampin.up.net. Come on through. Browse, look, order, join me. So, that all being said and all of that rambling, today's stamp set is one of my favorites. Let's get a drum roll, please. Today's stamping demo is going to be half full. No, I'm not half full, but what I will be doing is pulling some pretty random colors. But Stampin' Up has every color of the rainbow in all of those inks and papers and card stocks and in all of your tools. So again, come on, come join me back here, back there. See what we can come up with this cute.
Okay, everybody, here we go. Let's roll up our sleeves and get started to make this beauty today. So we're gonna start out with one piece of cherry cobbler, A2 size. That'll be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We have 2 pieces of Whisperite cardstock at 5 1/4 by 4. I have a piece of our designer series paper, a scrap here, from our Be Merry designer series paper. That's double-sided. Cute mittens, huh? And a piece of matte black, and another scrap piece, I'm sorry, of Whisper White that measured 2 7/8 by 2 5/8. For our non-paper items today, we're gonna have the Stampin' Up ink pad in cherry cobbler. One of my favorite things out of the holiday catalog, and actually this is in our annual catalog in our holiday section. I love this folder. Oh my goodness. This is our embossing folder, our deep cut embossing folder. It's called the cable knit. It's a dynamic impressions textured folder. It has it almost actually changes the consistency of your paper, and it really does make it look really cozy, like a sweater. We have some dimensionals, an embossing buddy, and of course some if we're using an embossing buddy, we're using an embossing powder, Versamark, Wink of Stella, and some washi tape in gold. You can also substitute this with some of our beautiful ribbon. There's a ribbon in there with actually this ribbon, which is very pretty. That would really be lovely on there as well. Okay, let's get started. First, we're going to do our stamping with our embossing buddy here. We're going to rub this here, which this is just some powder in here to make sure that when we pour the embossing powder, it doesn't get stuck to the other parts of the cardstock. So I'm going to start with this stamp with all of the glasses on them. Here. Make sure that's nice and stuck on there. There we go. Right about here. That side. And then we're going to go next to our sentiment, which is may your glass always be half full. And we're going to center that. First of all, we're going to make sure it's not upside down, because again, I've been known to do that. Here we go. Okay. And that turned out a little, looks like a little bit of ink was left on there, but that's okay because we're essentially going to cover that up with the embossing pad, with the embossing powder. Let me cover back up my pad because again, clumsy. Take a sheet of paper here. And we're just going to liberally cover this up with embossing powder. And shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Okay. You didn't come for that. And I usually do a little flick, flick, flick. Flick, flick, flick. And when it seems that there's a little extra on the side, I just take one of my little brushes here and brush it off. Always have one kind of sitting somewhere. Just in case. So I'm going to go off camera just a sec and use my trusty, dusty. There we go. There we go. And you can see here where that embossing powder has turned this into a pretty shiny gold. There you go. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this back in here. A little goes a long way, so you will be using this for quite some time if you go ahead and get some of that embossing powder. We're going to put this here. Set that aside. And then we're going to go ahead and mat this to this black sheet. Center it. Had to pull out my trusty ATG gun because I'm still waiting on my fast fuse, which went on back order, and I haven't received it yet. So let me get off of this black mat so that I can see how to mat this well. Put this away. Next, I'm going to run this cardstock through my textured embossing folder here. I'm gonna run this through my Big Shot. Look how beautiful that is. It almost actually changes the texture of the actual cardstock itself. It's beautiful. This is I think this is my favorite thing. My favorite thing from Stampin' Up! This holiday season. So, go ahead and mount that here. Center it. There you go. Now I'm going to take some of my pretty gold. And like I said, you can also interchange this with ribbon as well. And I'm going to place this across here as straight as I possibly can across this piece of designer series paper. And again, this is from our holiday catalog, the designer series paper, Be Merry. And it is double-sided. I'm going to tear this. Make sure it's flat. How pretty and sparkly. There you go. And I'm going to mount this on the front of my card in the middle and center it. Pretty simple. Going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals, about 4 on the back of here, and bam, 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 and bam. One, 2, 3, 4. Pretty simple, pretty cute. My Wink of Stella, shake, 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 because you can never have enough sparkle, right? I'm going to color these in. Does anybody have a preference with their wines, or does it depend on what you eat, or how you're feeling, or whether you had a rough day, or do you just stick with all red or all white? Let me know down there in that description box. You know. Mine, it just depends on my mood. And sometimes what I'm eating. But who has to eat anything when you're drinking wine? Cheese, maybe. Wine and cheese. Cheese and wine. Okay. Done with that. Put that aside. Look how pretty. So now I'm going to take this beauty right here, open up my cherry cobbler, put it on the side there, and I have another stamp here. Dip that in my cherry cobbler. Make sure, once again, it's right side up, not upside down. Stamp. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Close this. Grab my card here. 2, 3, and 4. 4. And 4 once again. Ooh. And grab my pretty card. Center it here. Pretty simple. Rub that down. And there you go. Pretty simple, sexy, sassy, cute card. Cute card. Non-traditional, but cute. So I hope you enjoyed this quick and simple card today. And hopefully you'll go ahead and go over to that blog or go over to that Stampin' Up page. That's Randomly Deesigned. Randomly here. Matter of fact, Randomly Deesigned. See that DeeSigned at the bottom? .stampinup.net.